To put the little clitoris in the middle of it, or no?
That's a personal choice. Did we start with that?
Wait, what? That's not a countdown.
Please tell me we've got all of that. Please tell me, because that's a drop. There'll probably be a beep in there. Oh, dear. Well, what a way to start the post-game show. Did anybody else hear that? Get in the chat.
what?
Let me know. Craig Ludwig style. Wow. All right. Otter blanked the Washington Capitals, and we started out with a bang, so to speak, here on the DLS Stars post-game show. The DLS Stars post-game show after a 1-0 shutout victory over the Washington Capitals. Alongside Craig Ludwig and Ryan Vaughters, our producer. I'm Owen Newkirk. I was going to make a joke, and I decided not to because I didn't want to derail it. Before we get to this, and I've got to get to the chat quickly here, but we have to talk about the face-off collection. If you are even remotely interested in the new hockey t-shirts, the DLS face-off, not only are they great-looking shirts, but we are down to about 15 left to be sold before we get a free one. And Lud said that if you buy one of these and go to the Hooters part of our DLS Stars Takeover on December 7th, he will buy you a beer. So you don't even have to have the ticket because those are already sold out. Let's go to the chat real quick, and then we're going to break this one down because
save my money for bail.
We have... it starts with Full Metal Jesus, LMAO, WTF. Then we have Luds, LMAO. Wow. Luds and Owen doing clothes talk. LOL Luds. Blips, put that on a t-shirt. Acid Blast and Never Change Luds. Oh my God. That was actually Ryan. And then, yeah, here we go. But as you can see, I Love Misty just fired off the first super chat. Now's a great time to start your super chats. Get them in. We had some issues with people sending in super chats before we actually started the live show, and then they would disappear. So make sure you do that. We also have to make sure that everybody keeps it clean in the super chat.
Please
right?
do.
As much as you can. All right. Let's get to it. Craig Ludwig, I'm Owen Newkirk. We're thrilled to be here. Jake Oettinger and the Dallas Stars playing defense to win hockey games. It felt like both of these teams were thinking defense first and really intent on not giving up a whole lot. And there were stretches this game where not a lot happened, but there were also plenty of high danger chances where both teams made mistakes. And frankly, this one could have been a 5-4, 6-5 game if not for some great goaltending on both sides and a little bit of puck luck on both sides.
Yeah, I think the goaltender at the other end of the rink had to be a little bit more acrobatic tonight, which Jake to me, when I watched him tonight, he didn't have to make the first save and then a second save and a third save. And I think that's credit to what they're trying to do in front of him, and it looked like he saw a lot of shots. So from a structure standpoint, yeah, obviously there's still work to be done, but you're seeing the bodies in front and you're seeing people get sealed to the outside. Jake had some clean looks at some of those shots tonight. And, you got a little fortunate. What, they hit three posts tonight?
Yep.
I think so. But again, that's all he gave him. That's what a goaltender would say. I didn't give him anything. That's all I gave him. So, yeah, I think Gullies would come out and say this was a gutty kind of win. You know, we're missing some bullets out of our gun, and we played the way that we had to play to get those couple points tonight. I
want to make a quick side note about Dylan Strome. They really miss him.
Oh,
He's such a smart, dynamic player.
Number 8 misses him.
Number 8 misses him a lot. I don't like Ryan Leonard is a good young player. He's actually taller than I thought he'd be coming out of juniors and college and all that. He's a big kid. He actually had a good chance in the game tonight, but Strome, I know he's a good player.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you don't know exactly what you're missing until he's not in the lineup.
Right.
And he really stood out to me that they felt like they were a much less deep forward group without him playing.
And I think in some of the interviews, you didn't get to play all of them, but when Carberry was speaking, you could tell that in between that was the guy that was missing. You know, he said we got to rely on some other things, and some other guys got to do this. Talking about these kind of guys, and Leonard. So, but again, I think that Ovechkin needs him too because he can put the puck in the spots that Ovi wants the puck. And again, let's be honest. You notice Ovi on the power play. You know where he is because he's been there for a long time and he scores goals. But 5-on-5 stuff, it's not as, at least tonight it was. Yep. You know, and it's been kind of. But again, he's 40 years old and he's still going to get his goals.
And we said that. What was it, last year or the year before, where we watched him look it was 2 years ago, where he looked, we didn't say it together, but you and I had both seen him in the 23-24 season before DLS was a thing and went, man, he just looks washed. Yeah. And then he went on a tear at the end of that season. Yep. And so then we started our show last summer thinking the summer of 2024 saying, boy, I don't know if he's going to do it, but boy, that finished. And then, of course, what does he do? He tears through the season, even with an injury, and he does it before the end of the year. He's going to hit 900 goals. He needs one, but it's going to take him more than tonight and the Ottawa game, which
I still think the guy's going to get 20, 25 goals this year because when he gets one, he seems to get 4 or 5, and he can score in bunches. So, and they've got to get the lead so that he can get out there for the minute and a half to 2 minutes at the end and get that empty netter. So, and it's not, even though those are empty netters, and our producer over there still can't get it together.
So unprofessional. But don't you think you love topical references? You love stuff that's of current pop culture. Let's talk about Popeye.
What?
I'm being facetious.
Okay.
Let's talk about Popeye. I feel like Ovechkin, if he scores, it's like taking a can of spinach. It just makes him stronger.
I thought you were talking about Seth's dad.
No, not Popeye
Jones. I'm like, what? Why would we be talking
about
I'm
talking about the cartoon Sailor Man.
I mean, again, when he gets going, that's what he lives for, right? Is to score goals. And that's a good way to put it. Like, he gets that goal and it's like, oh, it's popping a can.
And he's ready to go again.
And he's ready to go. And that's what gets him going. And I think that gets the rest of the group for them going too. So, but I'll tell you, the Protos kid is going to be a monster to handle as he gets
big kid.
A little more mature. Yeah, and he's got skill, gets up the ice well for, how big is he? 6'4", 5?
6'5", 6'6" at least. I've seen him at the AAC not on skates. I mean, he's massive without skates. Then you add a few more. And his younger brother is also in the capital system. So there's another Protos on the way. So that's only look, I think they're way ahead of schedule from where their rebuild was. And we all thought a couple of years ago, and look, we're going to talk a lot more about the Stars, but looking at the Caps, and I said this earlier, when Carberry was in his first year as their head coach, they weren't supposed to be good. And they weren't good, but then they snuck into the playoffs at the very end and surprised a lot of people. And they were out very fast. But that was something. And then last year, again, we said, okay, well, they'll be in the hunt. They'll be a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And they were a little better than that. So I really
don't you think
I think he's a good coach.
I think he's that relatable guy
yes.
to Ovi that's at this age and all the rest in the middle. I think he just the way he speaks and how it describes the game and the players. It sounds like he's in tune with this generation and these guys and I'm imagine all these coach staff have to have that edge to him at some point. And we don't really ever see that and haven't heard anything about it, but I'm sure he does. And it's interesting. It would be cool to look behind the scenes and see how him and Ovi, interact and how things go with those two. And
well, think about this, Luds, because his wingmate on that line, Alex Ovechkin was born in 1985. He's 5 years younger than I am. Ryan Leonard was born in 2005. It's 20 years difference. Ovechkin was playing in the NHL when Ryan Leonard was born. That's That's quite a gap, isn't it?
Yeah. And think about Leonard playing on his line.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, just being on Ovi's line and
He had to
how
have
you
grown
play the
up
game.
in, I mean,
being afraid sometimes of not getting him the puck.
I'll bet you that obviously when Ovechkin was flying right away, right?
Yeah.
Ovi was. But I'll bet you by the time Ryan Leonard was 10 years old, he was watching a 10-year veteran Alex Ovechkin just 50, 60 goals
not knowing
a year.
someday he'd be on his line.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody out there, and most people have, but if you haven't seen Ovi play in his first 5 years, you need to go back and find some clips because he was a train. He was a freight train.
He was so fast and he was so
he just ran
violent
people over. Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah.
He hit people. He was, I mean, there aren't many guys more fitting the prototypical power forward role in the NHL than Ovechkin is prime.
I had heard from Alan May, and I think he said that Ovi still, to this day, I'm probably going to get the numbers a little bit wrong here, but did 50 squats of 200 pounds before every single game, before he goes on the ice, to this day. So I may have numbers off a little bit.
Even so.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, he's a good player. And he didn't score 900 tonight. But the Stars continue to trend defensively in a good way. Now, listen, 1-0 shutout is defense, penalty kill, and Jake Oettinger. Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah.
But this is not without its warts. This was not a complete game for the Stars. Not a bad thing, right? Winning is great. And if you win and there are some mistakes, that's fine. But Les, we'll probably go through as we do this. There's some puck management issues, some breakout issues, and this game could have been over a lot sooner than when it finally ended at the final horn. It was a little closer than it had to be.
It wasn't a clean game.
No.
I mean, we're used to around here when everybody's healthy, and then you again, we go back a year or two about a lot of flow and speed.
Yes.
And it's like a ballerina or a ballet of passing, and it's all on point. And so it's just what it is right now when you look at where they are in transition and then having key players on the line.
Jacob's right. A win is a win no matter how close. Right. It does not matter, right? You can win 9-1 or win 1-0. It still counts as 2 points in a regulation win in the standings. And here we are. The Dallas Stars, 6-3-1 in their first 10 games. They've won 3 in a row twice in a 10-game segment. Now, they also lost 3 in a row. And there was a stretch when they were 3-3 and even 3-3-1 where we went, well, this team is not quite maybe what we thought it was to start, and they're going to have to go through their lumps. But now that you have those instant reactions in the moment, and now you look at a 10-game segment, to say that this team, I don't think has played anywhere near what they're capable of, and to be 6-3-1 and have 13 points out of a possible 20.
And it's a good thing they did because Colorado's playing well, Winnipeg is there, and Winnipeg won again.
What if they went 3-6-1? And you're now sitting at 7 points instead of 13.
But then what we'd be talking about is we're just 10 games.
Yes.
We're 9-10 games in. And really, where they are, we're just 10 games in. So, they can get better, but before they get better, they got to get healthier.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is that they're beat up. A lot of teams in the NHL are, right? This is not just...
There's a lot of injuries right now, and it's going to continue to be like this because of the schedule.
Quick side note. You got me on this one, so I got to ask. Do you think it seems like there's more injuries to start the season than a typical NHL
for
season?
sure. Everybody's talking about it.
This seems like 60, 70 games in where guys are wearing down, but it's the start of the season.
And I'm wondering why. The training camp was the same length, I believe.
It was.
Right? Camps are the same length. We're only 9 to 10 games in. I'm not sure why. I don't think games are any more condensed, are they, than at the start of the year?
I mean, maybe a
I think
little bit.
You're going to see that in a month from now.
But you would think that it wouldn't catch up to them this fast.
That's, yeah. That doesn't seem like, and again, you could go back and probably look, and in the first 3 weeks, have there been, no, we haven't even played 3 weeks, have we?
Yeah,
probably about 3 weeks. Have there been 10 games?
Yes.
I mean, that's a game every other day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, think about this. If Dallas had gone 3-6-1, like we talked about, they'd have 7 points, and they would be tied with the St. Louis Blues right now, who are 3-6-1.
St. Louis Blues are not doing very.
And they are 8th in the wild card. They have the third worst record in the Western Conference. Only San Jose I'm trying not to chuckle at this, and Calgary have worse records. So what's the difference? Well, Dallas is only 3 points back from both Utah and Colorado, who are tied for the division lead and at the top of the Western Conference. Colorado's played one more game than Dallas has. And Winnipeg is in third in the division with 14, just 1 point clear. What that sees, they're in contact with the major players. And look at Utah. They're 8-2 to start. They're part of that right now. But that's the point. Sean said it yesterday. We've said this cliche before. You cannot make the playoffs in the first month of the season, but you can knock yourself out of it. And if you look at the bottom, you're going, is Calgary at 2-8-1 out of the playoffs already? Are the New York Rangers at 3-5-2? Probably not too far out of it, but they look horrible. And so to go through some growing pains with a new coaching system, even if it's not a massive shift, I think Dallas is in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I mean, we're about just over 3 weeks away from that Turkey Day,
American Thanksgiving,
and it always seems like
80%.
There's only a couple teams that are not going to be in a playoff spot that will actually find their way in.
If you saw again, I'm not trying to beleaguer this point to death, but if you saw the Stars at the beginning of the season and said you're going to lose Jamie Benn or not have Jamie Benn for the first month, which we knew in preseason, Matt Duchene's going to miss significant time, Rope Hintz, Nils Lundqvist, which is just awful for the kid who went through this last year, is back on IR, LTIR now. Oscar Beck's going to play one game and get hurt again, and you're going to lose 3 straight for the first time, something they don't do, and you're still going to be within a couple of points of the top after 10 games.
You'd take it.
Oh,
yeah, you'd take it. So
it just feels like if you could get this team healthy, which might take a little while, then they could start really building something.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be, it's going to be an in and out issue all year because of the condensed schedule. And I think, Luds, this injury thing isn't going to go away, not just for the Stars, but for the whole league. It feels
and some of those guys that are out aren't able to go through the process of this.
And they're going to have to go
and things
through
like that. So there may be a little bit when they get back, as these guys are getting in sync, maybe the other guys aren't quite in it. So we'll see how they handle that.
And I'm not so sure that Utah is going to hit a wall and come back down. They look good, but I don't think they're going to run away with it, but they're a team to be worried about. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do our breakdown of the first win/shutout for Jake Oettinger and the Stars this year.
Now I can talk about it. I can talk about it. Okay.
Only about 3 hours later.
It's 5K season in DFW, and there's no better way to join the fun than at the official Texas Rangers 5K presented by Medical City Healthcare, set for November 9th at Globe Life Field. This is a race you won't find anywhere else, with a course that offers scenic views of Arlington's entertainment district and ends with an unforgettable finish directly on the field at the home of the Texas Rangers. The fun doesn't stop there, though. All participants are invited to a Texas-sized post-race party in the outfield featuring yard games, a live DJ, and an appearance by the Rangers mascot, Captain. Whether you're a veteran marathoner, a regular at your local run club, or a newbie, the Texas Rangers 5K is the perfect event for runners of all levels, with traditional 5K and fun run options available. 5K participants receive a ticket voucher to the 2026 Rangers home game upon registration, and all participants will receive a commemorative Texas Rangers 5K t-shirt. Registration closes November 2nd, so run. Get that?
I get it.
Run over to the globelifefield.com/Rangers5K to secure your spot today. That's globelifefield.com/Rangers5K.
Thanks, Luds. Let's talk about Prize Picks. This episode, this post-game show is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this fall season, NBA season, this NHL season, even English Premier League. I know Luds is a huge fan of the boys across the pond. Well, anyway, on Prize Picks, it is good to be right. So it's very simple to play. Just make a pick of more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. And unlike any other platform, Prize Picks is the only app where it offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Good to be right. All right. Are you ready for this breakdown?
Go have at her.
unlike the last few games where we have a bunch of goals to break down, we don't. We have one. But we also have a couple of things to show because after the first period, no goals. The best chance of the game was Tyler Seguin at the right post, and Logan Thompson made a sprawling toe save. Fantastic save. Really athletic. It wasn't the only time he stretched out with the pads and used his feet to make a save. And that was on the power play. Miro Heiskanen had a really good look as he skated in on that left circle going
Didn't
at
he
Thompson.
bounce that one in somehow? Did he bounce one off him?
That was the shot from center ice that almost bounced over him. Do you remember that?
Well,
that just went wide.
when we saw it
That would
from
have been
behind,
really goofy.
yeah, it actually took a left, and so it. I think from the front it looked a little bit more dangerous.
It did,
but from the backside, it
wasn't as close from the camera angle, which of course our press box is looking like the main camera, just higher. When it bounced, because Thompson kind of went, and it almost looked like it was going to go over him, and that would have been a real. Imagine if Miro had 3 goals and none of them were on real shots on net. He would have taken it though. But let's talk about Tyler Seguin a little bit, because we're going to get to his goal in a minute. But you wanted to revisit something that happened in Nashville.
Oh yeah. Well, if you didn't see it, I mean, Tyler had a couple. What the puck? Tyler had a couple opportunities, but one in particular that we saw the other night. And again, Tyler right on the doorstep. He's got something similar tonight. Here's the puck. And what I said, got to give him a little pass. I believe that puck stood up flat on his stick. And you can see that circle right there. That is sailing over that high over the top of the net. And then we're not even sure if it hit the net that keeps the fans safe up there. now he just missed up just by a little bit. But Tyler's had some opportunities around the net. He's been close on a couple. And tonight he had actually had one when he was right in the slot tonight. And look at where he is. I know this would be a do-over, right? Staring right at Thompson right here.
And he's a shooter.
Oh, and he's a shooter for sure. And so here's the puck. And now he's starting to move it to his back end. And right as he was doing it, I'm like, wait a minute, what's he doing? Like I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's going to go to his back end, go 5-hole. But he decides to pass it over to Rantanen over here, who's over in that number 27 spot, right? From the Edmonton Oilers. 29. Sorry, 29.
Yep.
But I don't know why he did that. And he's staring right down the barrel here and decides to give it away. But looking back, maybe that's a good thing, because the way he scored his goal tonight, it didn't really go directly into the net either.
I know that.
It went directly in the net, but not necessarily the way he drew it up.
I know me asking you about what's going in the head of a premier NHL goal scorer would be like anybody asking me about what an NHLer's thinking. But do you think that immediately after he made the pass to Rantanen, that his processing went, oh, I was right there, I should have done something different?
And that's what happens even to the best players. They have something in mind. He was always going to go there.
He was thinking that already.
Yeah, and I don't think he realized how far that defenseman was going to get out of position, and he was been staring right down the tunnel. But it would have been a nice play. The only problem was if Rantanen would have been closer, but he was way over there by the boards and on the goal line. So yeah, I think that everything was done. He saw somebody coming. He already knew where he was going, and probably didn't think that he was going to be able to get a backhand with anything on it to the net, and thought that Rantanen, because the goaltender would typically, in that situation, he'll come out and challenge a little bit. And that way he could get over to Rantanen.
And if he's standing on the side of the crease, like you said, a little closer, that's a tap-in dunk. And I like the idea. He sees that, except...
And it looks way worse when it's in still shots.
Doesn't it?
You know what I mean? Because he's staring right at him.
And it was kind of faster
what are you thinking, Tyler? But Tyler would be telling you, you know how fast this game is, right?
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be too worried about it. Well, there was another penalty because the Stars power play, which is one of the top ones, it actually entered the night 4th. They weren't first because they scored the other night, but they went 1 for 5 against the Preds. So their number actually went down. Ho-hum, they're in the mid-30s. Like, that's not exactly a bad thing. But because of, and this is a problem for the Capitals. They had 4 penalties tonight, and I believe all 4 of them happened either in the offensive zone or Duhaime's might have. Well, I think that was even Rantanen was still inside his own blade. So they're taking minor penalties in the Dallas defensive zone, and that's not typically a good place to do that.
In there were a couple that were kind of iffy. I know the Wilson one, and again, you're able to see it in the slow-mo. I think it was on Fox and he kind of had him a little bit around the stick, but it was called a tripping call, I believe.
Well, we had interference in the first period.
Yeah,
they didn't score. Then protest got called for hooking Foxa, and then this one,
I think that was the one. It was Protus.
That was the one with about 3.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, where he got his stick
sort of up against the boards.
Yeah.
Well, then Wilson gets a hooking penalty, his second of the night, at 20 seconds of the second period. And Luds did the TV.
Is this the one he was doing the dance on the way off?
He was not happy at all with the call.
Again, he's a guy that likes to play a physical game, and in his mind, I'm sure he thought it was a little bit of a soft call and probably a little bit of an embellishment.
Well, that being said, it led to the Stars' only goal, the game's only goal on that power play.
Well, I'll tell you what, they move it around the perimeter, and you know what? It starts with Robertson here. Robertson, I love, he wins last game we talked about 50-50 puck battles. Here's one that's won. It moves out to the point. They don't take a lot of time. Miro gets it. He moves it across to the other side. It goes right down to the goal line, right? And then Tyler is trying to get this puck over to Robo, and then you can see the defenseman in front. He's got his stick in a lane. Now, this is where my pet peeve is. If you're going to play on the short side of the net and you're using your stick, there's always an opportunity that puck's somehow going into net. So you want to be in this situation. I think you should be the middle of the net to the far side. So anything you tip is probably going to go wide of the net. Fortunately for Tyler, fortunately for Tyler, this pass that he was trying to get over to Robertson, it's the stick. 5-hole, I believe it went. Or no, I think it might have went right up underneath the arm of Thompson.
And either way, like for Ferravari, yes, you mentioned the position. You like him to be a little different. But he's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if he doesn't touch that puck, is Robertson slamming that home with a backdoor play?
But you can do the same thing, but you just get your stick more aimed over to the far post, if anything. So if you're going to tip it, you're going to tip it wide of the net. And you can, as you're coming down, you can start veering over to the goaltender's left to your right, and because you're still taking the backdoor play away. And a lot of times, I like the defenseman to kind of get closer to the guy that is probably going to get the pass, because if you miss the puck for some reason, you're close enough that your stick can continue by. And then I want him to slap at the stick too. So maybe you're getting the stick and the puck at the same time to throw him off a little bit.
The goal for Seguin is his third of the year.
They don't ask you how. They just ask you how many.
I mean,
so
Miro's got a couple goals this year. Does he care that they were pass-ins?
Nope.
No, not at all. Seguin at 43 seconds from Heiskanen and Rantanen. Rantanen picks up another assist. And you, as you're diagramming that, Luds, I couldn't help but remark that was very similar to the way the Stars scored a power play goal the other night, where all 5 players touched the puck and it ended up with
and it's all on the perimeter.
Yeah,
it's on the perimeter,
all around the penalty kill.
You
so
go right around.
They've done that a couple times now. If you're an opposition coach doing your pre-scout meeting, which is what they call, it's kind of funny because scout means before anyway, but forget that. Are you starting to show penalty kills? Like, hey, this is something they like to do. They like to go pass around.
Yep.
Be aware of that because it's coming back to the back door.
Well, and the thing is if you adjust to that, and so your PK becomes a little bit more stationary. Mm-hmm. So you're not, because right now what's happening is there's some penalty kills they play against where they're aggressive, and so they're catching them chasing. So when they get to this guy, the puck's already moving to the next guy. Next guy gets there, it's moving. So, and they're, I mean, these are some elite passers, and you very rarely do you see these guys miss the tape. So, I mean, it's quick, and if you know that, then you're better off saying, let's just stay at home, let them keep it on the perimeter. Mm-hmm. And if it's coming across the crease, we'll have somebody there to pick it off.
That was only the beginning, though, Luds. I mean, that's the goal that would be the deciding goal.
That's
in the
kind of
game.
the end.
It is, except I have a lot of notable plays. For a 1-0 game, this was more entertaining than that. Like, I've said this a million times if I've said it once. You don't need a ton of goals to watch an entertaining hockey game.
What were
the
shots?
Scoring chances.
And the shots weren't that high either.
At the end of the night,
Jake have like 22, 23 maybe?
Jake made 24 saves, and the Stars had 19 shots.
Okay, and what was it the other way?
It was 19 shots, and Thompson made 18 of 19.
Yeah, so it's really not, you're not getting into the 30s and near 40.
But
you're talking about some quality chances.
Quality.
Yeah.
And if you have quality scoring chances, even if the shot totals aren't high, you can still find,
which means there's still some cracks on both sides as far as coverage.
I mean, Robo had a great chance in the second period. Thompson came across and made the save, and then it hit Robo's skate and almost went in, and Thompson stuck his pad out and blocked the rebound. I thought that was really athletic. Henrik's Lapierre had a wide open backhander at the post. There were some coverage issues at times, but they got through it. Protas, he's going to think about this one. He's wide open, coming down Main Street, gets the pass in the slot. And I swear to you, Jake knew exactly where he was going because he came way out, got the blocker on it, made it look pedestrian, and Protas looked like he had completely had his Christmas canceled as he skated back to the bench. He had this look on his of astonishment on his face that he didn't score that one.
Well, and I think Jake, like I said, I think Jake is game by game, maybe period by period, getting a little more confidence that he doesn't have to worry about some other things happening, so he can come out and challenge like that.
Well, then LaPierre had another chance. Came down the left circle on the rush, and he ripped one. And again, Luds, say the goalie's got the angle, hit the crossbar. That one, it looked like he was coming with speed. The defender was caught flat-footed or just hard to defend a guy when he's going that fast.
And that's why I say goaltenders will tell you that's all I gave him.
Yep.
I only gave him the post.
So then you go to the third period, and the Stars get another power play because of Brendan Duhaime's tripping on Mikko Rantanen, which there was some jawing, but he did definitely put the stick in the skates, and that's an automatic penalty. And they had a couple chances, but then Alexi Protas had a short-handed chance from the circle on the left side on the rush, hits the left post. That's the second one where they hit the frame. Then Maverick Bourque, Luds. Ritzkovian at the post, has a couple of jam plays, and then it kicks out. Nice little setup play. And Logan Thompson uses his torso to make a really good save.
Yeah, he wants that one back.
He does, because Bourque wanted to hit a couple in this one where he could have had a goal here.
And he could have had an empty netter,
Empty
too, right?
netter at the end is a big one. How about Miro Heiskanen with a backhander at the side of the crease that Thompson had to make a save? But the Sam Steele back post tip play from the diagonal shot by Essa that hits the base of the right post. And then we almost had a penalty shot out of that. There was some craziness going on in the crease.
Since you bring up Steele, Sam Steele was 88% in the faceoff circle.
Very good.
Okay.
How many did you have?
He took 8. He won 7.
Okay, that's really good.
So he had a minute and a half, minute 40 in the power play.
Yep.
Minute 15 shorthanded. He played 19 and a half minutes total.
That's a lot for him.
Well, but he was involved in everything. Like every time I look down, I'm like, there's Steele again. So the man of Steele, in my opinion, would have been my player of the game. I mean, I know Jake got a shutout, and he'd be my second star.
Honorable
Maybe I should say that. Honorable mention. Let's put it that way. I want to show you one particular play that I thought, because of him, was super impressive. Right. So
That was a nice segue.
Here's Steele. I know. See how I did that?
I like it.
So Steele picks that puck off at the other end of the rink. Right. Oh, we're buzzing through these. Can we back up a little bit? I wasn't up to speed with you, Ryan. So right here, Sam Steele's got a stick in the right passing lane. So he picks it off. Now he brushes down to the ice. He gets down here and he pulls up, and then he finds, I believe that's Rantanen coming down that side. Now he gives him a nice pass over here. Then now he's had a long shift up to here. So now after this, that pass right there, now once the puck turns over, this is where Lyubushkin comes down and pinches. And I'm like, no.
This was after
you don't do
Rantanen
this
missed.
now, because over in the middle of the screen, that's number 23. That's your partner over there, I believe.
That is.
So now he comes down, he pinches, ill-advised. But here's Steele. Steele's got his back to the play, doesn't see this. And what he's doing right here, he's pointing to the bench because he wants to change. Well, then he realizes that there's a turnover here. So what does he do? This is where he's heading to the bench. Now he has to hustle all the way back down to the end of the ice, which is just about a 2-on-1. And just as he gets across the blue line here, 3-on-2 now at the blue line, he reads the eyes of the guy that's passing the puck, and then he dives. Right there. The man of Steel gets in here, and he dives, and he breaks this play up. And then finally after this, he can get the hell off the ice and get a rest. And right there, that to me could have been a goal. That may have been their best chance. But I just thought for me, this play right here sums up the way he played tonight. Like, I would think that in Gully's press conference at some point that he's going to be brought up, because I think that he was one of those guys, with the exception of his top guys, that he was looking to get on the ice whenever he could because of the way that he played the game.
We've been critical of Steele at times, talking about that he's playing up in the lineup.
Well, we're not critical of Steele because he is what he is.
It's more of critical of the Stars lineup and their depth based on some injuries and things, of him being playing higher. We'd say, hey, they're a really good team when he's in the third or fourth line. But do you think playing now, he's 10 games, he's been playing top 6 minutes or playing with top 6 guys. Do you think he's adapting and or is this just Sam Steele's game?
What I like about Sam Steele is because he's been playing with those kind of guys, he's not trying to play like one of those guys. He still has all the characteristics that make him that hard third line kind of guy to play against that they feel can play up there.
Which is what they say about Sidney Crosby. Plays like
he's a superstar that plays like a third liner.
But he has all the tools.
And he's got the skills.
All right, up next, let's break the rest of this one down, get to your super chat, say hi to Sam. All the fun still to come here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
Well, I'm not sure where the count may be, but I do believe I'm talking about the DLLS merchandise stuff, right?
You are.
Okay. When I don't see it pop up, I get a little scared. So now there it is. So here's the Dallas Stars hockey jersey or shirt, and then we got the other Dallas Stars one, which we're going to say that that's a star or an A. But the bottom line is, if we can get to, I know, we talk about this stuff all the time, but so if we can sell 25 of these shirts, and when we do this, what is it called again? What's the event called?
The DLS Stars Takeover.
The Takeover.
December.
I don't know what we're taking over, but I have no idea what we're taking over. Hooters?
No, the arena. We're going with.
Well, we're going to Hooters.
25 DLS.
Anyway,
diehards.
so if you buy 25 of those shirts.
Yep. Well, not everybody buys, but
if we sell 25 shirts, we get a free shirt.
We get a free shirt, which is nice.
We get a free shirt.
We would
But
appreciate
if you
that.
do buy one of those shirts and you wear them to Hooters, some fool said that they would buy you beers. Those people that show up at Hooters would buy you beers for the Hooters part of this. It may only be about 5 minutes, but there will be beers available.
I'm telling you, somebody's going to cash in on this. Someone's going to.
Somebody's going to cash out, like as in cash going out.
But anyway, let's talk about the other part of this ad break, which is the Supporters Club. Really, really fun thing we did over the weekend, which just dropped, is so Supporters Club, for those of you that don't know, is true sicko level stuff. It's people that, you sign up through YouTube on a monthly basis, and you get access to all those special emojis. So you're in the chat. It gives you a Supporters Club badge, but also exclusive content. And one of the newest pieces of content we did was Ryan and I ran around on Sunday when the Cowboys, Mavs, and Stars were all playing at the same time. And we interviewed a bunch of the DLS hosts about Halloween, favorite candy, least favorite candy, favorite costumes. And Luds has an uncensored finish to the video. You have to be a member of the Supporters Club to watch it. Check it out. You'll probably leave before I can show you, but I got to remember to show you the video because it's pretty funny. Oh, you saw it?
Oh, I saw it.
What'd you think? About right?
It was good right up until the end.
Oh, you didn't like the finish? That was you. You were the grand finale. Before we bring Sam on, because Sam is ready to go, I just want to talk to you about...
Does Sam have any news or just updates?
Well, we'll find out in a second. Okay. I just want to ask you, Ovechkin had a couple of chances tonight where he whiffed or bobbled the puck. He just didn't look clean, but he did have one really dangerous redirection in the slot, and Jake made a good save off of it. And then they had another post. Pierre-Luc Dubois, one-timer from the left dot, hit the right post. He was living right tonight, Luds. And, by the way, not only did Maverick Bork hit a post on an empty net, I think Jacob Chikrin got just enough of a stick check on that that might have kept him. Bork would have really liked that goal, I think, just to add another one to his total. But then how about Ethan Frank crashing into Mikko Rantanen late in the third period and having to leave with an injury?
Well, he didn't really. I think he was trying to run him over. I think he was going to take Rantanen out. He didn't realize that he's a moose. And so he met the moose's backside,
derriere,
so to speak.
Yep.
Well, he actually met the moose's shanks, his shoulders.
Yeah.
And that I think he KO'd himself.
He looked like he was struggling when they helped him off the ice.
Yeah.
And the doctors quickly ran down there and all that. All right, Sam? Oh, no, he sent me a message. So I'm going to...
Oh, no, change gears. Now shift back down.
Is he ready? I don't know. Did a squirrel get his attention?
It's called dead air right now.
It is. Let's welcome Sam Nestler from American Airlines Center. Sam, I was about to go to you, and then I got a message from Ryan saying, Sam is connected, but he's not in front of his camera right now, so don't toss it to him.
Ryan, for future reference, I squat down and I type my article while I wait to come on, so I'm ready. If the camera's on, bring me on, baby. I'm ready.
That's a lot of trust. He's asking for a lot of trust.
Down?
Squat.
Oh, Sam has to squat down?
I mean,
Yeah, my laptop's way down there. I got a warhead
you
for
like
Halloween.
it?
A warhead?
And you thought that would be a
Yeah.
good idea to put that in while you're about to talk.
I thought it'd be funny.
what a warhead is?
Okay.
Yeah, super sour.
Is this the lemon one?
No, it's worse.
Worse than lemon?
Looks good.
What's up? Let's do it.
Sam, describe what you're feeling right now.
How come your eyes are
pain.
watering? Why
It's
are your eyes
pain.
watering?
Bloods, didn't you have a question
Is
about
that a piece of candy?
it is.
Well,
It's one
why-
of those
what's the
like
problem?
really sour.
Why are you gagging?
You remember those ones that are like super sour?
No, I don't.
Well, that's what he's got right now. So while he's trying to struggle through this, did you had a question about news or notes for him? Want to ask him?
Oh, I was going to say, is there any updates, any news, anything going on?
I believe Thomas Harley signed an 8-year contract extension. Officially, is the news we had while interviewing Essa Lindell.
Oh, look at that. Yep, they sent it out a press release.
Yes, it is official, announced. 8 years, 10.587, I believe is the exact number.
84.696 million.
Yeah.
Harley.
So Tyler Seguin was quick to let him know that he will be paying for some dinners here coming up soon. It was actually funny. Seguin, I guess they told the team beforehand that this was happening before the game, either before the game or when they came back in the room. And he said that the team gave him a big cheer, spraying water and all that. And Harley got beat red. Little nervous. He said, I can't say this word on there because I'll get in trouble, but he said he got a lot of congratulations. A lot of congratulations and a little bit of sugar honey iced tea from the boys, but very excited.
Just a little bit?
A little bit, but we did get to talk to Harley. Since we're talking about this, I'll just lead off with that. We talked to Harley. Didn't even know he was coming in. Just Glenn Goldson came out and Thomas Harley walked in. In Thomas Harley fashion, he looked like nothing in the world had changed. Nothing was on his mind. All he wanted to do was go home and go to sleep. And he was asked how he's going to celebrate tonight, and he said, nothing different than any other night. Just gonna go home, eat a DiGiorno pizza, and go to sleep. So when
Did you ask him if he would come on the show tomorrow live?
I did not.
Well, isn't that why you're there?
I don't know.
To beg?
That's how I get kicked. That's how I get kicked out of here if I do that mid press conference. But
he decided to just get a warhead instead and choke.
Yeah, on a more, it's actually good now. It's sweet now. I got past it. On a more serious note, he did mention. I asked him about what we talked about pregame show with the players that are locked up, right? The Rantanen, Johnston, Oettinger, Heiskanen, all these guys that are locked up either to 2029 or 2030. And he said that's a big reason why I signed this deal and why I was comfortable signing long term here, because we're going to be a very competitive team for a long time. And he said, I hope to be a big part of that. So just lots of excitement, lots of Thomas Harley being Thomas Harley. So fun times to be able to talk to him afterwards.
We're going to do a whole segment about this tomorrow, but now that you know it's official, I mean, we kind of just felt it wasn't going to turn around.
So that means we don't have to do an emergency pod tomorrow morning something like that.
We're
okay,
doing
good.
it right now.
I just want to clarify that.
It's done.
Okay.
How
Good.
about that? You're always thinking about that stuff. Good job.
Because I don't like them.
What do you think about Harley's 8-year deal? But also, like Sam said, knowing like players sign long-term deals, A, because of the contract dollars, of course, and B, because they feel like they're in a situation they want to be in, where they want to live, who they want to play with, and can they win?
Well, and the gang is kind of all here. I mean, he's got all his buddies are, as he said, buddies are locked up, signed up. So we're going to stay together. We're going to, we're going to get this done together. And you're right. I mean, they all love it here. I mean, I think we all do. That's why we're still here. And it's nice to know. I mean, again, a lot of this is mainly because of the guys that are running the organization. I mean, they make it so nice and comfortable for the guys here. They take care of them, like most organizations do. They all take care of their players. So, but again, it's nice to know that. And I just like Wyatt, I was talking earlier, Sam, I don't know if you're here, about 3-4 years from now, Wyatt's deal is he's probably going to be wishing he only signed a 3-year deal if he keeps on that trajectory. And Thomas could be the same way. All of a sudden, if Thomas turns into a every year 20 goal scorer or something like that as a defenseman, this $10 million deal in 3 years from now
could be 15.
It could be 15,
but
or more.
In the long run, it does give him security.
It gives
him against injuries, and also, I mean, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. But I mean, if you make $84 million, you say, "Geez, I could have made 100." That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So, GM Ben, emergency pod right after this post game show. Yeah, nice
GM
try.
GM Ben needs to go seep and just leave us alone once in a while.
I
on these
agree.
late shows.
Sam, any thoughts?
get
from
your
Glenn
charge card
Gulletson
ready
about
for
the
Hooters.
game tonight, about the shutout, the way they played, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, he actually liked the way they played. He said it was tidy. He said he got in a little trouble in the second period when we were talking to Owen in the press box about just kind of felt like they couldn't get out of their own end. But if you look at it, they cut their giveaways down by a bunch tonight. Really, if you take away the mistakes they had in their own end, Washington really doesn't create a whole lot. Everything that came from for Washington in the offensive end was Dallas either chipping a puck off the glass that didn't get out, or falling down when they were supposed to get to a loose puck, or whatever it might have been, overskating pucks. Other than that, you look at Washington, it's not like they were creating off the cycle. It's not like they were pushing constantly and Dallas was stuck in their own end. And they also weren't creating a lot off the rush. So Gulletson said this morning he wanted this to be a structured game, right? He's trying to get as close as possible to the structure he's trying to implement. It's a little easier said than done, because he doesn't have his team available to be able to do that. But this was probably the closest to it, right? They really, that's a very good Washington Capitals team. And something they do really well that Goldson brought up is they're a big team, very heavy, big, tall, but a bunch of big forwards. And they get pucks to the net and they win those battles around the net. They score a lot of rebound goals. They're one of the better teams around the crease at creating chaos. I didn't see a whole lot of that tonight. It felt like if the shot got through, either Jake cleaned it up, or as soon as the puck was there, Eston Lindell's chipped into the corner. The big one where Jake was scrambling a little bit, Tyler Seguin calmly chips it out and gets it out of the area. So for me, Dallas just did a really good job of staying in their structure and not opening up. As we've seen past, Winnipeg games and things where they allowed kind of a comeback, they tried to make it more. They tried to make a 1-0 game 2-0, or a 3-0 game 4-0, whatever it was. Tonight it felt like, hey, we're going to defend you, and when we get a chance, because you're taking a risk, we're going to make you pay. But we're not going to push it here. We're very comfortable winning this game 1-0, and I don't know the last time they won 1-0. I think Robert Tiffin said not in the last couple of years at least, and Tyler Seguin even said the same thing. It's actually hilarious. Mike Heika said, I know it's not the most fun for fans in a 1-0 game. And Tyler interrupted him and said, or for the players. So it's not a fun game, but guess what? It's 2 points. It's a third straight win against a very good team, when this team is not only injured, but playing 7-12, 3-4, all these things that they're dealing with right now. It was just really impressive to see. And the other thing that I noticed from post game is, I don't know if he meant to really say this, but I believe there is a baby Oettinger coming very soon to the Dallas Stars, potentially even this weekend.
What did you hear?
Jake, I believe, said something in the line of, the next time you see me in Dallas, I will be a dad.
So
there you go.
That's really close, because
Yeah.
they're going to Tampa on Thursday, they're in Florida on Saturday, and they're back home next week. Wow.
Hey, Sam, I just wanted to say that the most important part of that word salad that you had for the last 6 minutes was the part where you said you were talking about being able to defend off the rush and defend off the cycle. They've always been a good team defending off the rush because they have the speed. Where they had problems was when they got to cycle. When they got the puck into the zone, into the D zone for the Stars, and the cycle took place, because the way that they were playing, they were getting picked off with little picks, and guys were out of positions all the time. That's the important part for me, and everything that you said is when they can defend the cycle and just keep things on the perimeter, not give up high quality chances from the slot and all those other areas. To me, it's a huge step in the right direction for these guys.
And it looked simpler, right, Luds? They didn't look like they were. They looked to be playing that way, because it's not easier. That's not the right word, but it's a simpler way to play when you do settle into that. And you're just saying, you want to go do a bunch of circles around and leave
Yep.
some drop passes and exchanges, go do it. We're going to let you. I think I said it on the show. Golitzin said, if they want to play on the outside, let them play on the outside. We have no problem with that. Our goalie is good enough to save anything from out there, or we're going to block it. So I love the idea of just letting them do it. If Washington wants to go cycle up top over and over again, we're going to let you do that, and we're going to defend the biggest area of the ice.
I think you actually brought that up a week or so ago, but I think you said it was a bunch of F-bombs that Gully
Yes, it was
getting their attention with. Yeah, okay.
I didn't
It's
say
got a
him.
break.
Hey, Sam, before we go to break,
Oh, you want to take a break over there,
Stars
Ryan?
last 1-0 win, April 13th, 2023, regular season finale. Wyatt Johnston scores the only goal. Jake Oettinger makes 25 saves. They blank the St. Louis Blues to wrap up Pete DeBoer's first regular season. So a couple years ago.
There you go.
We're going to go to break. Super Chats next. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate your time tonight. Stick around if you want for Super Chats here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
See you, boys.
Yeah, I knew he
take
wasn't
that
gonna
as a
stick
no.
around. He took that opportunity to take off. Check out Sam's game recap on alldls.com as soon as it's up. It may even be up now. Who knows? But let's talk about a couple of things here very, very quickly. One is, what are we doing? Oh,
Nothing right now. Dead air.
we talked about merchandise on our last one. I don't think I talked about game time.
But you did not.
Well, then we got to talk about game time right here. How do we skip that? Did we just do a 2-minute read on merch?
No,
I did Supporters Club, which
Yeah.
is supposed to be this one. I screwed it up. I did it out of order. So let's talk about Game Time, because I will tell you that Game Time is a great app, not just for sports tickets, but for everything. Now, you can use it for hockey tickets, and you should. You get great deals, 100% authentic tickets. You have all sorts of things that are really beneficial to you, but you can also get it for concerts. You can get it for, hey, Luds, stand-up comedy. I just use Game Time.
I like the comedy shop. The
You
one
know
out
what
in
I just
Madison.
did? I just bought, don't tell my wife this, tickets for a upcoming holiday in Game Time for a comedy show at the Majestic Theater coming up in early part of 2026. And it was a piece of cake. Opened the app, popped up, and the best deal was literally the first one I saw. Jumped on it. Super deal. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets, concerts, stand-up comedy, you name it, with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code DLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
I have a sense something.
I can't wait. Yeah, I see him over there laughing.
Chuckles over there.
Let
It's
me
just, you can't
quickly-
keep it together.
Since I did that ad out of order, let's also talk to you about the DLS newsletter.
Oh,
Very quickly, all DLS.
now you really got him.
/ newsletter. Ali was up with our Cowboy show on Sunday. Let's support him. Get your newsletters. It's absolutely free. Go to that website, put your email in. You'll get it every weekday. It's well worth it. Ryan, what the heck are you laughing about?
Bing bang.
Oh, oh no.
All right. Well, let's see. Burned oils with a Brendan Smith or a Darian Hatcher. You're after the cup. I dreamt Luds was pregnant last night. Wow.
What?
That's interesting. All right.
Now I know what to wear for the Halloween show.
Get your super chats. Oh, I bet you probably have that costume at your beck and call.
Yeah.
Actually, would think it would be pretty funny. All right, get to your super chats. It's that time right now. And you should have seen the message that Ryan sent to me about us needing to go to ad break class. That's pretty funny too. So super chats. I love
Bing
Missy,
bang.
1985, with an Oettinger and a Ludwig. Yes. Y'all ignored 2 of my super chats last post-game show, but I'll forgive y'all after this win. Still, should we be concerned at the lack of 5-on-5 scoring? Also, Lud's looking forward to meeting fans at the Dallas Card Show. Okay, that's 3 things. So first, I love Misty. I believe you submitted a super chat before we went live and after we signed off. So while we appreciate that, it's got to be when we're on the air, because we can't read a super chat once we say goodbye. Now, Luds, are you concerned about the Stars' lack of 5-on-5 scoring?
No, not if you're going to win 1-0. You're good.
Yeah.
No, that's what everybody's got to get away from, how many goals they used to score, because that hasn't really gotten you that far in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, I shouldn't say it hasn't gotten you that far, but it hasn't gotten the ultimate prize. So just, again, everybody just chill out and relax a little while here.
What about the are you looking forward to meeting fans at the Dallas Card Show?
Of course. I'm looking forward
Isn't
to
that
it.
why you go?
This must be a different one than the one that we did in Jersey because everything was done in these big rooms.
I
and
believe
halls.
this one is going to be at the Allen Event Center.
It
Or
is.
whatever the
It
name
is.
of it is.
It is.
There's a new name.
So it's
for
a
the
little
building.
bit more open. The other one was kind of underground, and then you come out kind of out of the darkness for a little while. So.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Bing bong.
We have Miko Moose Knuckles back. And actually, you know what? I'm going to call a timeout, Ryan.
Yeah, please do.
If we could. Because Miko Moose Knuckle needs to be scolded here for a minute. Because a couple of games ago on our post-game show, we were hoodwinked, if you will. We were deceived. Because this character, who we appreciate Super Chat tonight, suggested that there was a Super Chat submitted and we missed it. So we said, okay, get in the chat, send it to us, we'll read it. We did. And right as we signed off, Miko Moose Knuckle in the chat said, I never bought one. It worked. For shame. Now let's read your Super Chat. Clean exits are not our jam. A Lundqvist and Year After the Cup. Luds, there were some sloppy zone exits and breakouts tonight.
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah. But it
Man,
happened.
it happens.
All right. Thank you. I got that off my chest. Let's move on to the next one.
Bing bong.
Mason with a Haskinen 99. Gritty win. Felt like a playoff game. Both teams trying to win the neutral zone, playing the same systems at the end of the day. Goaltending won. Honestly, goaltending, Jake, was fantastic. Logan Thompson was just as good.
I love the way that's phrased. Play 82 playoff games before you get to game 83. I love it. So
Isn't that what Gully said when he signed?
because
It was
then
announced?
you know what? You're like, when you get into the playoffs, you're like, what playoffs? What? We've been playing like this all year long. This is how we play. Just becomes a matter of fact. There's Chuckles back there again. Things are going on behind the scene here we don't know nothing about.
The chat is very much getting into us accusing Miko Moose Knuckle of some deception. And then somebody is trying to go, Taylor's going to his defense, his or her defense. And there's controversy going on in the chat right now, as there should be, because we do not need to be deceived in such a way. All right, next one,
Bing
please.
bong.
Chili Dog 69. Nice. The sky isn't falling. Oh, sorry, a Casey DeSmith and Year After the Cup. Or no, Stanley Cup year, 99 Cup year. Go Stars.
The sky is falling.
6-3-1, Luds. The sky is definitely not falling.
Nope.
Next one.
Bing bong.
Marshall second. Now, Ryan, did our former producer John clue you into his little chat bit with Marshall second?
Did not.
Okay. Did you notice that Marshall, I think it was in the pregame show tonight, did a producer?
Yes, I saw that.
John would always reply with Marshall, and that was their thing. So Marshall second, you should properly introduce yourself to Ryan, explain the bit, which I am now doing for you, and then maybe he would feel so inclined to continue it. Anyway, Marshall said, as a Texas expatriate living in D.C., Baltimore area, I'm so glad Ovi's 900th was not against the Stars.
Probably want to see it at home.
Yeah, I mean, I
Or
think
really don't care.
they all thought that he was going to score on Saturday, and then they got trounced by the Senators at home. I was hoping, Luds, for like a 4-1 win. Ovi gets it. We get to see a little bit of history, and the Stars win comfortably. But 1-0 is fine with me.
Yeah, I've never been one that have people hit milestones.
Yeah.
In our building. Move on down the road.
We'll move on down the road.
Bing
They'll
bong.
go. I believe they play at home. I would have that right off knowledge. They're hosting the New York Islanders on Halloween, so maybe he can score his 900th career NHL goal on Halloween.
We
night.
got a milestone game on Thursday.
We do, because Tyler Seguin, who scored the game winner tonight in his 999th career NHL game, should play his 1,000th on Thursday in Tampa.
99 was a good year.
Very good year.
Bing
All right.
bong.
We are up to Sarah with a Bishel and a Harley. Good seeing Owen and Sam up in the box. That was Sarah. Was this the most complete 60-minute game we played this year so far? Question mark. I thought so. So, Luds, in the first intermission, we're sitting in the front row of the press box. And if you lean over the edge, the 300 level is right down there, right? Well, we're sitting at our computers talking or whatever, and somebody, turns out it was Sarah, was in the aisle between the sections, looked up and says, I'm a DLS diehard nation, something like that. And so we waved, hey. She said, I'll see you at the takeover in December. So we know
she's getting a beer bought for her?
if she wears the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Or are you going to do it even shorter?
No, you got to do the shirt
So
thing.
Sarah, thank you for the super chat.
So since Ben is stalking us, what number are we at, Ben?
Yeah, Ben, what number are we at? But Sarah, if you'd like a complimentary beer from Ludd's, then you should definitely get the shirt. All right. I don't know. I was trying to think because I'm thinking about, do we need overtime here, Ryan? Just to finish these super chats? No, we don't. Okay.
No more?
Mason, is this the last one? Okay, Mason with a DeSmith 99.
Good night, Gracie.
Won the net front tonight too, crowded the puddle. I think the net creases were busy on both ends.
Puddle. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we did. I mean,
made it.
There you go.
There, and we got a Marshall out of it too. Well done, Ryan. All right, for Ryan Vaughters, Craig Ludwig, for Sam Nestler, I'm Owen Newkirk. We got a big show tomorrow. We'll talk Harley contract. We'll talk about the Mavs and Stars business lawsuit and all that implies. 2 o'clock tomorrow. Till then, Stars win 3 in a row. See you
Slutty
then.
milkshakes.
We all silly like the mayor.